Hey y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is K-Shine and thank you so much for clicking on this video. You already know your girl is back with another story time. Based on the title, you already know what I'm about to talk about, y'all. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and thumbs up this video. Anyways, without further ado, we about to hop into the video. Let's go. All right, y'all. I don't know why this stuff keep happening to me. You know, I just don't understand. But it happened again, y'all. It happened again. It happened again. Okay. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I did another story time similar to the one I'm about to talk about now. I'm going to go ahead and link that in the description box below so you can check that out. But y'all, this story time happened after the first story time. So I thought I knew the signs, y'all. I thought I knew what I was doing. But clearly not, okay? So, boom. Let's get into it, okay? Let's get into it, y'all. All right, y'all. So, I was in college, right? And it was a college party going on the weekend. And, you know, me and my friends was like, we all gonna go. We gonna have a good time, blah, 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 right? Y'all, it's Saturday night and we go to the college party and it's at these apartments or whatever. Like, so a lot of our parties were at like the fraternity houses, townhouses, or people apartments, right? So this Saturday it was at someone's apartment, right? So we go there, me and my friends, you know, we go there, we see people we know. Of course, we're in college. We go there, we have a good time. You know, we drinking, we dancing, all of that, right? So a lot of times with the apartment parties, they would like get shut down because, of course, they're in apartments and it's loud and the neighbors probably hear stumping and music and too many people and it would be a lot of us. So, you know, the neighbors be calling the police on us and it'll get shut down, right? So we're in the party and we're having a good time and like I'm dancing, you know, I'm feeling the music, all of that, and this guy comes up behind me. So, you know, I give him a little dance, a little, you know, I give him a little dance and I look back and I'm like, oh, he's cute, you know? So I'm dancing on him and literally as soon as the next song was about to come on, y'all, it's banging at the door, right? And it's the police. They like, yeah, open up, y'all gotta go. Mind you, the apartment was on the lower level, so a lot of people are like climbing out the windows, jumping over the gate of the patio to just get out because we're on a lower level. So everybody's just going out the back door. Nobody wants to go to the front door. We don't want to go past the police because some of us are underage. It's smoking, it's drinking, it's alcohol, it's all types of stuff. So people are just running. So we're running too because I'm like, okay, come on, girls. Like we're going out the back door too because we ain't about to go out through the front door because we might have been underage, you know. No. So we're not going out the front door. Like, so we run out the back door. So we running, you know, we laughing and playing because this is college, so it's all jokes to us. We're laughing, so we finally get to the car. So the boy that I was dancing with, you know, he finds me and he stops me like, hey, can I get your number, blah blah blah. So I just give him to him real quick because I'm like, we gotta get up out of here. So I gave him my number. We leave, right? We head back to the dorms. Before we even got there, we stopped to get something to eat. So he's texting me like, hey, like pull up to this store, like we about to get some liquor and we about to still turn up. So, you know, I asked my girls like, you know, well, such and such, I'm gonna call him James. I'm like, yeah, James just texted me and he's like, do you guys still want to party? What y'all want to do? So of course they like, yeah, let's go party. So he's like, yeah, we can go back to my apartment and we could turn up, right? So I'm like, okay, bet. Y'all, we go back to his apartment and I'm like, his apartment is literally like next to my apartments, y'all. So we go to his apartment and we turn up with them that night. We drink and we have a good time that night. They actually order us some food. The food comes and we're eating and just vibing, right? So that night happens and we all go home. Good night, right? So the next day is Sunday. So, you know, I normally chill on my Sundays. So I was in the house kicking it. You know, me and James was texting, but it was just like, you know, casual conversation or whatever. So Sunday passes, Monday passes, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday come, right? Mind you, me and James have been talking all of those days. Like, you know, we were just having casual conversation. So I'm like, hey, do you go to this college? And he's like, no, but I live around here, you know. So I'm like, oh, okay. Because some people just went to the community college. They didn't go to like the university like I did. So he's like, no, I don't go to the university, but I go to the community college. And I'm like, oh, okay, bet. So then Thursday comes around and we had like Thirsty Thursdays. So he was like, yeah, you and your girls coming out tonight. So I was like, yeah, you. So he was like, yeah, meet us at such and such bar. So I'm like, okay, bet. So we go to the bar. We meet them at the bar. So they're buying us drinks. Like, we're having a good time. So mind y'all, this boy, listen, I be trying to be careful what I say because I know like the LGBTQ can be like really sensitive to talk about. But listen, I'm just gonna tell it how it is. Like, y'all know me. So he didn't seem gay at all. And I know it's a lot of people who don't seem gay. Now, mind y'all, my other dating dude, this happened before this time. So I always like try to peep out the signs. And I hate to be like that because I know you can't necessarily tell if somebody is gay by looking at them. But sometimes you can. Like sometimes they have a certain walk, they talk. Sometimes they talk with their hands. So your gaydar kind of be going off. But I try not to be judgmental. That's why I was in the last situation I was in. Because I try not to be judgmental just because you walk a certain type of way. I try not to associate that with you being like gay or anything unless you tell me. So now that the previous situation happened to me, you know, I'm just like, you just never know. Like, you got to start asking people, right? When we was at the bar, you know, we already had a couple shots. So we're still sitting up there talking. And I'm just like, listen, y'all, do not ask me how we were getting drinks when we were underage. This is a college town. Like, them people did not care, okay? So we sitting at the bar and we're drinking and like we're just talking. So I'm just like, yeah, James, like that's crazy, you don't got no girlfriend, right? He's like, no. I'm like, you ain't got no baby mama. He's like, no. I'm like, you ain't got no girl that thinks she your girl. Like, I'm just like trying to get down and ask these questions, right? But like I said, we've only known each other less than a week. So like, I'm not trying to be too pushy because I ain't looking for nothing either. So I'm just asking questions because I don't like to be in no drama, right? So I'm asking him questions. He's like, no, y'all. Now, like I said, because the previous story time happened about that download dude, I say, do you have any ex-boyfriends? Y'all, that boy looked at me like he wanted to slap me, okay? Like, you know how straight dudes feel when you ask them, like, any type of gay question? He was like,
right now, I like you, but I get up and walk away from this bar.
So I'm like, listen, sir, I'm just asking because I'm like, you never know. So I like to be straight clear. I'm like, I've been through a lot of stuff with these men. So I just like to ask. That way you can't say I didn't ask. Y'all, he was like,
I'm not fucking gay. I'm not no F word.
Okay, I don't even want to say the word, but y'all know what F word I'm talking about. So he says he's not no F word. So I'm just like, okay, like I'm just asking. I'm just making sure I'm crossing all my T's, dotting all my I's. I just want to make sure. So yeah, he says he don't got no ex-boyfriends, none of that. So I'm just like, okay, well, that's clear. My questions is out. You know, so we proceed to have our drinks, have a good time, all of that, right? So as time is passing by, y'all, like we literally hanging out, we going to the movies, just doing stuff that college kids do, like meeting up at the other parties, meeting up at the bars, going out at the club. He's starting to come over my house, y'all. Like, he didn't spend the night, everything. We didn't cuddled up, you know, all that good stuff. He ain't get none of that, you know, because hold on, baby, I don't know you like that. But we was having a good time. Like, he was starting to spend the night more and come over every day and like kick it with me. I remember this one time he was like, yeah, we should go out to dinner. So I'm like, okay, bet. So I got out of my classes and I texted him like, hey, I'm done with classes, like, where you want to go? So he's like, okay, I'm gonna come pick you up, like we're gonna go to this restaurant. Like, that it was kind of like a nice restaurant, but it was still like a chill restaurant. He was like, I'm gonna pick you up, we're gonna go there and eat. So I'm like, okay, bet. So we'll go to the restaurant, we're eating our food, we're having a good time, like we're just chilling, talking. And as we're eating our food, this guy walks up and he's like, hey, James. And James like,
what up, bro?
Like, literally nodded his head and said, what's up to him? And the guy is like, oh, I've been calling you. And James is like,
oh, you know, like, I'm just busy.
And the boy was like, oh, this you? Like, pointing to me. And James was like, what? And the boy was like, is this you? So I cut both of them off and I was like, no, I'm not nobody's. Like, me and him is just cool. It's none of that. Because we really are. Like, we have been kicking it for a couple weeks since then, but we are just cool. We ain't got no title. We just cool. So I'm like, no, we just cool. Like, you know, we good. And so the boy was like, oh, like friends? So I was like, yeah, like you could say we friends. And he was like, oh, okay, I was just making sure. So I'm like, okay, like, is you like one of his ex-girlfriends, like friends or something, and you trying to check and make sure like he ain't out here doing nothing? Like, I was so confused. But he was like, okay, James, I'll be in touch with you. And he leaves. So I'm like, okay. Even with that happening, y'all, nothing even clicked in my head because, like I said, we're at a college town, so everybody kind of knows everybody. Like, we all run into each other. So I'm just thinking, like, it's a friend that he ran into, like one of his bros that he ran into, or like I said, maybe his ex-girlfriend's friend, and maybe he just checking because of whatever, y'all. I don't know, because even that boy didn't look gay. And I say that to just really be like, like I said, some guys you could tell if they have a little bit of you know, something in them. And then there's some guys that you can't tell at all. But he didn't seem no type of way. Like, he seemed like a regular straight dude. So I just was like, okay, like, why your friend coming over here checking me? And he's like, no, it's nothing like that. But I brushed it off because the friend didn't say anything like disrespectful towards me. So I was like, whatever. Y'all, we finish our night. We eat our food and we leave or whatever. So he takes me back home. He ends up staying there or whatever. And like, we went to sleep. We got up and we both went to class, right? We go to class. Like I said, we're still texting, all that good stuff. Like, we're just having casual conversations, you know, the regular, degular, schmegler. So I go to an event that was happening on campus. And I go there with me and my friends or whatever. And we're sitting like on the bleachers. It was like a basketball game or whatever. Something that they was doing. I forgot. But like a game that was going on. So we're sitting on the bleachers, me and my girls. Like, we're just talking, kicking it with everybody. You know, everybody know each other, like I said. And I look over and I see a group of guys just literally staring my way. So I'm thinking they like what they see. So I'm like, hey y'all, what's up? You know? So I'm all being all cute and, you know, trying to look over there and like, hey, wave a little bit, y'all. This group of boys was just literally staring, like just looking my way. So I'm looking around like, let me make sure they even staring at me, y'all. Like, they literally was looking our way. So I'm talking to my homegirls like, is these niggas looking at us? Like, so they looking, they like, yeah, they looking at us, they looking at us. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. So I'm just like, is they gonna come over here and say something, or they just gonna stare the whole time? So they're sitting there staring. So we trying to act like we don't even notice them, like we ain't paying no attention, whatever. So they call halftime or whatever. The game stops. So people are like getting up, going to the bathroom, getting snacks and stuff. So when we was walking over, like by like to get the food or whatever, the group of guys came over, and one of the group of guys was the boy from the restaurant, but he was kind of like in the back of them, so I didn't even notice him because I only seen him one time. So I didn't even notice him, and he came over and he's like, hey girl. So I was like, hey, like, what's up? And he was just like, oh, you look cute today. So I was just like, thank you. And he kept walking, right? So I see the group of guys that he's with, and two of them, it was like 5 or 6 of them, but 2 of them out of their group, like I know for sure was like gay. Like, we, like, it's known around campus that the 2 boys are gay or whatever. Like, they're out, they don't care. So then I started being like, okay, so wait a minute. Like, y'all, I always be trying to get a benefit of the doubt and act like I don't notice this stuff, but I'm just sitting there like, okay. So I never even try to put 2 and 2 together to be like, okay, maybe the boy from the restaurant is gay, blah, blah, blah. No, because I didn't want to do that, because straight... I forgot to mention as well, the reason why the boy from the restaurant and his clique was basically like staring at me is because one of the 2 gay boys that was in his clique used to talk to James. So I guess the boy from the restaurant was letting the other boy know that James was at the restaurant with me. And said, I try not to judge people. Like, I try not to do that. And everybody else in the clique, like, looked straight. So I didn't even think nothing of it. It wasn't, the wheels was not turning in my head yet, y'all. So he walks away and I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. So we go back and sit down. We enjoy the rest of the game. We have a good time, right? So it's been days that's going by since that. Me and James are still talking. We're still like spending the night with each other. We're still sleeping at each other's house, all that good stuff, right? We're having a good little time. Like, he's nice company. Like, we was enjoying each other, like, for real. Like, after like a month into this, y'all, like, we still was not like sleeping together, but we were like kissing and cuddling and all that other stuff, but we did not sleep together at this point. So it was like a month in, and like James is like, hey, I'm going back to my city this weekend. Like, I'm gonna hit you up as soon as I get back. So I'm just sitting here thinking like, well, why you like gotta hit me up when you come back? Like, we can't text while you back at home. Like, what's going on? He said he was driving there too, so I'm just like, okay, drive safe, let me know when you get there, blah blah blah. So that happens. So James is gone. So now I hit up my girls like, okay, y'all, like, what we doing for the weekend? It's Friday night. Like, where we going? What's up? So they like, yeah, it's a few parties. It's a few bars that we can go to. Where y'all want to go? Y'all want to go to parties, or do y'all want to go to the bar? What y'all want to do? So I'm like, I'm down for either one. So we all like, okay, well, everybody get dressed, and then we just gonna meet up and see where life take us, right? So we get dressed. Like, I meet up at my friend Keisha. Yeah, I'm just say Keisha real name because she don't care. I meet up at my friend at Keisha's house, and we're all sitting there and we're kicking it. So we sitting over there kicking it, like we went to go get something to drink and chasers and all that. So we're just at Keisha's apartment kicking it. One of Keisha's homegirls called her and was like, hey, come over, Alex is throwing a party. So we were like, okay, like what apartments? So she told us the apartment. So we like, okay, we're gonna go over there and we're gonna kick it over there, right? So we all get in the car, we go to Alex's party, like it's lit. As soon as we walk in, it's like wall to wall. But see, this party, they had all of the lights off. So it's literally dark. The only light is like, they had like a flashing like disco light. So it'd be like red, blue, green, like it would just flash, right? That was the only light. So you barely can kind of see people, right? So it's dark in there. So we're having a good time. So I'm like, we got our bottle that we already came with like our little drink and a water bottle. So we're just up against the wall and we're like kicking in, we're vibing to the music, all of that, having a fun night, right? He was there for a couple hours, y'all. All our liquor is gone. So you know, we're feeling a little tipsy. So basically the apartments that we were in, it was like a 4-bedroom apartment. So it was like a big living room and it was 2 rooms on both sides. So it was one right here, one right there, one right there, and one right there. So it was 4 rooms, right? So this is Alex's house and he has 3 roommates. So man, I ran into this boy that's in my psychology class. And you know when you run into somebody that's like in your class and you see them outside of class and they like lit and you be thinking like, dang, I thought you was a little, like, you know, I don't know. It's just like when you kind of see somebody outside of work, you be like, dang, like you're not used to seeing them in like turn up mode. So when I seen him, I was like, oh shoot, hey Will, like what's up? Like we hugged and we get to talking and kicking it and stuff like that. He's like, what's up, Kay? Like, yeah, you having fun at this party? And I was like, yeah, like how you find out about the party? He's like, girl, this is my house. And I'm like, oh, is you one of Alex's roommates? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, Will, like we just sitting there talking, and having a good time. So he's just like, yeah, we talking about our class, the homework, the professor, how irritating he is. We just sitting there talking. So my homegirl that I was with, not Keisha, but another one of my girls that I was with, she comes over to me and she's like, I gotta use the bathroom. Now the way these apartments are set up, because it's 4 different rooms, all of their bathrooms are inside of their rooms. So there's no like community, no, what is it? Yeah, like a community bathroom. It's no bathroom like outside of people's rooms, you know what I mean? So you literally have to go into one of the 4 bedrooms to use the bathroom. So when she came up to me, she was like, I gotta use the bathroom, Kay, like we gotta find somebody, because they would shut, you know, of course they would shut and lock their doors because they don't want just random people going into their room. So she was like, I gotta use the bathroom, we need to find somebody who live here. And I'm like, Will live here? And Will was like, yeah, y'all gotta use the bathroom, come in my room. So his door wasn't even locked. He opens it and he's not, and somebody's already in his bathroom. So we knocked on there, they're like, yeah, somebody's in here. So we're just sitting on his bed in his room talking, waiting for them to come out the bathroom, right? So we're waiting, and Will is like knocking on the door like, come out, like what are y'all doing in there? They finally open up the door. It's somebody he knows. I don't know the girl, but it's somebody he knows, and they threw up all over his bathroom, y'all. They was in there throwing up. The girl is still hung over the toilet. It's throw up on his floor. Just, it's a mess in there. And I'm like, oh no, girl, we is not about to use the bathroom in this bathroom. And he was like, oh my God, let me get you. It must have been one of his friends, so he's getting towels and stuff for her, right? He was like, come on, I got the key to the other room. You can go in the other bathroom and use it there. So I'm like, okay, yeah, because I got to use the bathroom too now at this point. So we leave out of Will room and we go to the room that's in front of him. So he opens up the 2nd bedroom. So we're walking in there. We go to open up the bathroom door, turn on the light. Guess what I see? James is sitting on the sink, kissing a boy. Y'all, I don't be understanding. Y'all, I see James on the sink kissing another boy. Like he's sitting up on the sink. The boy is between his legs and they're kissing. First of all, y'all ain't hear us coming in. Second of all, y'all ain't locked the door. Third of all, ain't you supposed to be in your hometown? So many questions, not enough answers. I'm sitting there like, James, what the fuck? He's like,
Kay, hold on. I can explain.
Sir, not only are you a liar, but you had the nerve to say the F word when I even mentioned you having a boyfriend. And you're sitting here kissing another guy. in a bathroom at a party. Y'all, I thought I knew the signs. I thought I asked all the right questions. Apparently, I did. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, it don't matter if you ask the right questions. It don't matter. Like, sometimes you just would never know. Like, y'all, oh my God, I'm lost for words. Y'all, all I could do was walk away. Because, like, that's show business, but really not, because you're kicking it with me. So I feel like I deserve to know if you like the opposite sex. Like, I just feel like that's something you should be able to tell me. Like, that's something you should tell me, because I asked you. Well, see, I only asked him, did he have an ex-boyfriend? But the way he reacted to me even mentioning something about the same sex, like saying the F word and all of that, like, you would think he was like, I ain't gay, I'm good, da, da, da. So I never asked him, like, are you gay or are you bisexual? See, maybe that's what I have to start asking y'all, because I never asked those two questions. I just asked them, like, do you got an ex-boyfriend? Like, I just asked that because, like, I thought that was enough to be like, I ain't got no ex-boyfriend, but I am gay. Like, I thought that would lead to that. But when the reaction he had about me even asking about a boy threw me so off, that I was like, okay, this man can't be gay, because he dropping the F-bomb. And normally people that are gay don't really say that word. Well, I don't know. But all I know is I thought I asked the right questions, y'all. It's just never enough. It's never enough. It's never enough, y'all. Y'all, I had to go to the bathroom still. So I was like, can y'all take that to the bedroom? Because I still gotta use the bathroom, like, for real. And I tell y'all, there's something about with that liquor. When you drink that liquor, it runs straight through me, and I had to go. So I was like, I'm gonna need James, you and your little boo, I'm gonna need y'all to exit left, because we still gotta go to the bathroom. Y'all, they stepped out. Me and my friend used the bathroom. So I'm in there like, yo, girl, that's the dude I've been talking to. Why he here with nothing? He's gay. He's gay. Like, y'all, just going crazy in the bathroom. I come out the bathroom. We done in there. I'm thinking this dude, James, would leave because he's embarrassed or something. He's sitting on the bed waiting for me. Sitting on the bed waiting for me. So he like,
Kay, can we talk?
Sir, what do we have to talk about? I thought I asked you all the right questions. First of all, you lied and said you was going back home. And now you in here kissing a dude. What do we have to talk about? So I sit down. And I'm like, yes. He's like,
I know what it may look like.
Sir, no, it looks like what it looked like. Like, what you mean? He's like,
look, like, I'm not really out, so that's why I didn't tell you. Not a lot of people know for real, so if you could please keep this on the down low, like, I would really appreciate it.
Your secret is safe with me, I guess. Because I'm not one to out nobody. First of all, that's your own journey. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But, like, my thing is, if you're gonna date people, sleep with them and do all of that, like I said, we didn't have sex, but, like, we did kiss and we was cuddling and stuff. Like, I feel like you can at least tell them certain stuff, especially when they ask. Like, I kind of asked you, sir, like, what's the tea? So I'm like, well, I'm not gonna say nothing because that's not my place, but, like, I just really think it's messed up that you lied to me and said you was going back home and you wasn't. So that means you was being sneaky. Like, you thought I wasn't probably gonna come out to this party, so you try to come to this party. You want to be here with your boo so you could be booed up, and then when you come back after spending your weekend with him, you thought you were gonna come back to me. Like, how is that fair to me that you out kicking it with some dude? Like, I feel like you should at least tell me that. Like, but maybe you feel like it was none of my business. I don't know, but let me tell y'all. Listen, y'all, I'm just like, oh, you know what? I just cannot. Like, this is the second time that I done messed with a download dude. Like, y'all, how do I prevent this? Like, how do I prevent it? Like, okay, I need a list of questions that I gotta start asking. Are you gay? Were you gay? Have you thought about being gay? Like, do you have an ex-boyfriend? Do you have a current boyfriend? Do you have, like, I feel like I have to, like, what is gonna give me the right answer? Like, and don't y'all sit here and say you gotta get to know somebody and all that. Listen, y'all, you just won't ever know at this point until you find out, I guess. Yeah, like, what? I'm like so confused because I thought after the first time that I had it, yeah, I ain't got it. I ain't got it. I don't know what to do at this point, y'all. Anyways, so I was just like, you know what? I'm straight on you. Like, that's fine. I ain't gonna tell nobody your little secret. That's on you. I'm gone. Deuces. I leave the room. I get my girls. I'm like, let's go. Like, I'm just cannot believe that I'm just up here kicking it with this man, and he got this whole secret, and I'm just like annoyed that you would even lie to me. Like, I'm more annoyed that you lied than anything. I got back home. Of course, James texted me. He texted me basically apologizing again or whatever, and I'm just like, I'm not even listening to him. The next day comes, it's Sunday, he calls me, I didn't answer. Monday comes, he sends me flowers, y'all, to my apartment. He sends me flowers. So I text him back, and I just said, thank you for the flowers. And he's like, oh, we could be friends. Why y'all always want to be friends? I don't want to be your friend, son, because you're a liar. I don't want to be your friend. I'm sorry, because no, and I know people gonna be like, it's hard for people to come out. I mean, that's fine. Like, that's fine. I'm not forcing you to come out, but you should be honest with people, especially when you're dating them. Like, I feel like you should be truthful and be honest with them. Like, so you're gonna have to figure it out. If you're not ready to be open and honest, then don't date. Like, come on now. And then especially when I asked you a certain question, like, I'm gonna need you to answer it honestly. That's all I'm saying. Y'all, so we still follow each other on Snapchat, but we haven't said anything since then. When I used to go to parties, I still used to see him, and I just didn't want to talk to him, y'all. Like, I didn't say nothing to him, and it wasn't because he was gay, because who cares about that, but it was just everything that happened. Like, listen, do better, sir. Do better. Like I said, y'all gotta start being honest with people. And I was just like, I'm just good. Like, just be over there, because you straight was trying to hold me the whole weekend so you can be with your boo. Because had that been a girl, I still would have cut you off the same way. Because don't lie to me is what I'm saying. Like I said, we was not together. We was not boyfriend and girlfriend. So yeah, you could do whatever you want, but don't be lying. And you can no, y'all. So that is the second time that I was dating a DL dude, y'all. Y'all, I can't win. That was the end of that. Like, once I graduated, like, I didn't never really see him again, but besides, like, on Snapchat. Like, that's the only time I kind of see his face on Snapchat, because I moved back home anyway, so it didn't matter. But whew, y'all. But anyways, y'all, as always, I hope you guys enjoyed that story time. Comment down below, what do I need to start saying to, like, and to make sure, like, what dude I'm talking to is, like, not on the DL? Is there even a way that I can even tell, or do you gotta just kind of wait it out and see what happened? Because at this point, I'm thinking you just gotta, like, wait it out. Like, you can ask all the questions in the world, and they can say no, and then you might still find out that they doing something on a little loud. You know, so let me know if you have any advice below, like what I should do moving forward, because it's like these dudes gonna lie. If they on the DL, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna lie about certain stuff if you ask them. Like, that's just what it is. But once again, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and share all of my videos. But y'all already know. Until next time, I see you in my next video. Peace.